Sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW, is a dramatic temperature spike up to 50 degrees in the stratosphere above the North Pole, happening in just days. This rapid warming disrupts the polar vortex, the powerful winds that usually keep Arctic air locked up. When the vortex is knocked off balance, its effects ripple down, changing our winter weather patterns. Right now, in late November 2025, models show a major SSW event brewing, set to unfold as we enter December. This isn't a visible storm, but its impact can be more profound than any blizzard. The SSW acts like a domino, altering the jet stream, the river of air steering our weather. Instead of typical winter, we could see persistent cold and early, significant snowfall in unusual places. The timing is crucial. An early winter SSW can trigger a prolonged period of severe weather. It opens the Arctic freezer, letting frigid air spill into North America and Europe. Meteorologists watch these signals closely. They're among the most reliable predictors of a major pattern shift. We're not just forecasting a cold snap, but a fundamental change in the hemisphere's weather engine. The stratospheric polar vortex is a massive, spinning band of cold air over the North Pole. When it's strong, Arctic cold stays bottled up, but sometimes atmospheric waves from the troposphere, triggered by mountains or weather systems, travel upward and slam into the vortex. This energy slows the vortex, causing air to sink, compress, and rapidly warm, the SSW. The vortex can split or shift, sending cold air south. This process unfolds fast. Warming peaks in a week, but the breakdown lingers. For December 2025, we're seeing classic signs: powerful waves, rising stratospheric temps, and a faltering vortex. When the polar vortex weakens, it sets up a blocked pattern in the jet stream. Normally, the jet stream flows west to east, moving weather systems along. But a block is like a traffic jam. High-pressure systems park in place, forcing the jet stream into big north-south waves. This traps cold air and slows weather systems, leading to prolonged cold and snow. In Europe, a Greenland block can unleash the beast from the east, dragging Siberian air west. In North America, a similar block can send Arctic air deep into the US. These patterns don't just bring a cold day, they can lock in frigid, snowy weather for weeks. Precipitation lingers, often falling as snow. The SSW we're tracking is the perfect trigger for this kind of atmospheric traffic jam. It sets the stage for a dramatic, persistent winter shift. The SSW's impact isn't instant. It cascades down over 1 to 2 weeks. As the polar vortex weakens, the jet stream wobbles, forming deep troughs and strong ridges. Troughs let Arctic air plunge south, ridges anchor blocking patterns. This rearranges cold and warm air across the hemisphere. For December 2025, models show a strong Greenland block and a deep trough over eastern North America. This opens the floodgates for polar air into Europe and the US. The result, a weather pattern stuck on repeat, reinforcing cold day after day. Storms along these boundaries have plenty of moisture and cold air, fueling snow. An SSW doesn't just spark one storm, it creates weeks of cold and multiple snow events. It flips the switch to a severe, high-impact winter. History is our guide for SSW impacts. The 2018 SSW triggered the beast from the east, bringing record cold and snow to Europe. In 2009-2010, an SSW led to Snowmageddon in the US, with persistent cold and heavy snow. Not every SSW is the same. Impacts depend on where the vortex fragments and blocks set up. Sometimes Asia or Europe is hit hardest, other times North America. The 2021 SSW brought the Texas deep freeze, but with a delayed impact. By comparing December 2025's setup to these past events, we can forecast with more confidence. Current models resemble 2018 and 2009-10, especially with a strong Greenland block. That means the risk for a high-impact, cold and snowy start to winter is very real. We've seen this pattern before, and it often ends with widespread disruption. In Europe, SSW often means the beast from the east, Siberian air driven west by a Greenland or Scandinavian block. Instead of mild Atlantic air, Europe gets a frigid, dry easterly wind. This air, chilled over Russia, brings a sharp, persistent temperature drop. As it crosses the North or Baltic Sea, it picks up moisture, dumping snow on eastern coasts. The 2018 event hammered the UK with relentless snow. December 2025 could see this pattern return, with models showing early, severe cold and snow. This would mean a high-impact winter right before the holidays, affecting travel and energy demand. Governments and utilities are watching closely. The beast could wake much earlier than usual this year. North America isn't spared from SSW's reach. When the polar vortex splits, it can send frigid Siberian air across the pole into Canada and the US. A deep jet stream trough channels this Arctic air south, anchored by a Greenland block. The result, not just a cold front, but a sustained Arctic outbreak. Temperatures can plunge, and the setup is ripe for major snowstorms, nor'easters, and lake effect events. December 2025 could see this cold arrive fast, first in the Midwest, then spreading east and south. The risk of a significant winter storm rises sharply. An SSW doesn't guarantee a blizzard, but it loads the dice for cold and snow. As of late November 2025, we're in the watch and wait phase. The SSW is set to peak soon, with impacts expected in the first week of December. We anticipate a dramatic pattern shift. The jet stream buckling, Arctic air surging into the US and Europe. Temperatures will drop sharply, and snow chances will spike. In Europe, the Greenland block will bring cold easterlies and sea effect snow. This isn't just one storm, it's a regime change to a blocked, Arctic-dominated pattern. The first week of December is the transition. Get your winter gear ready. The atmosphere is reloading for winter, and the first volley is about to hit. The science is fascinating, but the real message is, be prepared. An SSW gives us rare advance warning of severe winter weather. Now's the time to check your heating, stock up on essentials, and ready your car and home. Dress for sudden cold. Coats, hats, gloves, boots. Cities and utilities should prepare for spikes in energy demand and travel disruptions. This heads up allows for smart planning and safety. Stay informed. Watch forecasts as the SSW unfolds. An SSW loads the gun for winter. Our job is to be ready for where it's aimed. With preparation, we can face this winter's challenge with confidence and respect for nature's power.